guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to the channel for the second time today. So video just before this it was about all the topic of sorting out my external microphone, buying a new one. And then I just said then I've just called into coffee house, thick coffee shop. So I've just come out of there now. So it's sort of like, second video topic I'm bringing up at day really. Right, get that visor down, there we go. Lovely. Yeah, just feel free guys to subscribe to the channel, or leave a like, or leave a comment, or do any one of them three things at least that you want to do. If not, all of them would be better really. Subscribe, leave a like. Hope we're all well and doing good out there. So I just wanted to bring up like a little sort of like one of my bear bugs, if you like, to do with me. One of my little personal sort of like, pet hates. And the whole point of it, more than anything, is just to see if any of you guys can actually relate to this. Or you might not be able to connect, or you might not be bothered. You might not give a shit, to be honest with you. But hang on. Oh, it's alright, I was just thinking something else in my head then, that's all. Yeah, but I'll mention it anyway. And then let's see if any of you guys can connect and associate with it. But, right. You know if when alarms go off on you in a shop, that are there intentionally, purposely, to like obviously go off if like someone is genuinely, legitimately like stealing, and they know they are. If they want to put like something like in bottom of the bag, or like under the coat or something, or in the pocket if it's small enough, like with a barcode on or something like that, and they try to disguise it. Anyway, you walk out and it goes off on you, doesn't it? But the only difference is obviously, for when you're a decent-ish, genuine-ish, alright human being, for when you have 100% just categorically, hands down, for a fact 100% you just have not pinched anything. You never have, and you never would. But it goes off on you anyway. But this is the thing, for when there's no excuses for it. Like for example, you've got nothing metal on you, right, at all. You're not wearing anything that is metal on you whatsoever. No metal in your clothes, no jewellery. You've not even got your mobile phone in your pocket. You might have left that at home. Anyway, you've paid for something, but just to be on the safe side, even though you've paid for it right, you've took the barcode off, but you've kept the receipt. So if it goes off, you can show receipt, right? But you've took the barcode off. So you've done, my point is you've done absolutely everything within your means and within your power to make sure that alarm, security, anti-theft alarm, does not go off on you whilst you're exiting a supermarket. You've done absolutely everything. You've thought of everything, but yet it somehow still goes off on you. So now we're getting into like story style, story mode. So what'll happen is, but as if this is point with what I'm about to mention, right? The person on security, that man or woman on security, right? They're a very, very good judge of character, yeah? And what they'll do is, they'll even sort of like give a wink, or give a nod, and then use a hand gesture to like wave you on. You know, to sort of like say, oh no, you're alright pal, go on, you're alright. I know you want nicked out, don't worry about it. Even if they've been watching you and zooming in on your hands and everything and watching your hands, if they've got evidence and proof by watching you like a hawk on CCTV cameras that you haven't robbed anything, right, nothing at all, whatsoever, right, they've been watching you and they know they're a very, very good judge of character anyway, then what'll happen is you'll go to exit shop, alarms will go off on you, and then obviously, you know what I mean, up bleeping goes off, and then they think it's alright, as if like you're going to still have even the most shred of the littlest tiniest bit of even respect. Not for security guard, because it's not their problem, it's not their fault, I know that. But I know they're only trying to be nice, but they'll like wink you, give you a wink and wave you on and say, oh no, you're alright pal, or you're alright love, go on, you're alright, I know you aren't nicked out, you're fine. But my point is that the point though? The fact that even though they're being very respectfully nice to you and they've waved you on and just said, oh no, go on, you're alright, you aren't took out, and even though you know you haven't your sin, and you're 100% legitimately, genuinely so innocent, my point is that the point? Because you've still got embarrassment. That's my point. Because you're still then faced with that dilemma. You're still faced with that embarrassment to do with, as soon as security alarms go off on a customer, or even a potential customer that hasn't bought out, they've just got in to have a look round and then they've come out and exited. For when the alarms go off on you, right, it doesn't matter even if there happens to be no security right in the entrance and exit, you know, doorways, on that little stall stand, you know what they always like sit down at. It doesn't matter. It's not the point. It's still the embarrassment then that you are faced with to do when people are obviously, as soon as they hear that noise, people then naturally by default in their brain, in their mind, they are going to look in that direction, and people are nosy then on forward as it is. So then it becomes a show for people, you know what I mean, like you know what I mean, spectators. They become spectators because it becomes a show for people to look and then talk amongst themselves and then whisper and hummer and shummer in the breath and stuff and whisper, oh God, have you seen him there? Just you know what I mean? Security guards checking him out now. You know what I mean? Looking in his or her bags and blah blah blah. I know, let's carry on looking because he or she might have nicked and robbed out. Security guard might escort them and ask them to follow me and then put them in you know, like in back room while they call police or something. Or even while they investigate the bag further and then even let you go then. It doesn't matter because it's past point of no return. It doesn't matter if it's irrelevant to me if they want to make a meal out of it, if they want to escort you into the back room, if they want to wink, wave you on and just say, no, you're alright pal, go on, you're alright. Or even if there's no security at all, just at that given time, like he or she might have just nipped at the toilet or something. You know what I mean? And there's no one else to cover just for them couple of few minutes. My point is that's not the point. Alarm still goes off on you, and then you have still got nosy people, the brain by default, looking where noises, and then wanting to be nosy, and then they stop and stare. And then you are then left with embarrassment. For when you know, you're genuinely, so legitimately, 100% totally innocent and you have not robbed anything, but you've also got nothing on you that is metal or anything to even set the alarm off, or any other electronic device, anything, it doesn't matter. It's past point of no return because that embarrassment has already been, unfortunately, successfully achieved. It's past point of no return where it's already a done deal, where it's already happened. So, my whole point to this, now that I've just got on like a little tiny rant and got it out there and got it off my chest, is it's sort of like a message to supermarkets, to all the people high up in the supermarkets that can actually do something about it, and they know they can deep down without bullshitting or lying to me, and bullshitting and lying to anyone, show you from pillar to post and passing blame and pointing finger. They know it's bullshit. I'm only talking about people high up enough where they could do something about it to sort it. So my point is it's sort of like a message as well, apart from the rant, which is now basically over. It's a message to all people high up in supermarkets to say, look, do something about it. Pull your finger out your arse and do something about it. Because people like me, they're still then left with embarrassment. Even after you've looked at receipt, checked bags, or even waved me on, or even if you're not there, security isn't there, it doesn't matter. Embarrassment has already been done, unfortunately. So you can either, if this is such a thing, but is there such a thing as like getting them actual machines, you know, them electronic anti-theft, you know, security alarms that go off? Either get them serviced, either get like one of your own in-house people, or even pay to come out and budget. Even like a private independent third party like man or woman to come out, some sort of like engineer or something, right? Something like that roughly, that are trained, that are skilled to come out and what they can do is like, they can like service them to make them like less inaccurate, to make them a lot more accurate, to do with they are only going to go off only if someone has genuinely, legitimately actually stole something, only if they are thieving, and not embarrassing the hell and shaming the hell out of genuine legitimate customers for when they know deep down and you know deep down they haven't took anything. Do you know what I mean? So either get someone in to service them, yeah, so they're not malfunctioning, so they're not erroring, so they're not, you know what I mean, so they're not laid with all these you know, errors and codes and stuff deep down inside them that only an engineer would be able to like suss and figure out and look at and repair and solve. Or if you can't service them, if there's no such thing as servicing them, then it only leaves one more other option. Either buy, well yeah, not either, but yeah. Here we go, speeding. Ooh, rate speeding. Very simply, buy some brand new ones. Order some, ardent budget, and have installed and put in brand new ones. But before you buy, make sure you look from whichever company, business you're going to order them from. Make sure they make sure you look at reviews and make sure you do your own research and, you know what I mean, revision. Make sure you do your own homework and revision and stuff like that, or look at reviews or something like that, do you know what I mean? Make sure you're buying much more like better recommended ones than the current / previous ones that you're going to have took out and replace them with. So in other words, I'm saying get like a totally other different like brand or make. Go to a whole new different company for when you're going to buy some brand new ones to replace the current faulty ones with. I don't blame you for not being able to connect with my gripe and my point. So therefore, obviously, it only goes for people who feel the same as me about it, do you know what I mean? It don't go for, obviously, for people like you. Who just think I'm being a drama queen and being, you know, a bit of an idiot, going on and not shutting up and too sensitive and... But where something had massively bugged you, if that was to get brought to my attention, I might be in your shoes now, or people's shoes now to do a you looking in on this topic. You know what I mean? I might be like, no, what's your problem? I think now you're being a hyper-contractor drama queen. You know what I mean? A bit of a sissy and going on. That doesn't even bother me at all. I'm not even bothered about that. So where one thing really don't bother any, you know what I mean, someone at all, it can really bother a certain set of people and individuals, and then obviously vice versa, and it can go, and it, you know what I mean. My point is it can go both ways, can't it? What one thing gripes and bugs on people, other, you know, another big bunch of people will be like, no, I don't know what you mean, dear. I don't feel no shame, no embarrassment. I just don't care. If it don't, it don't, and then you can't connect, can you? But just feel free anyway to put in comment section anything you want to what I've mentioned in this topic in this video. It's entirely up to you. You don't have to, you know that. Anyway guys, I'm going to leave it there. You've been with me, the Autistic Biker. Thanks ever so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Remember, if you are riding, ride safe, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later guys. Ta-ra, bye bye.